Hello, welcome to the Digital Planet studio. This week we're marking the 20th anniversary of the World Wide Web, so we're going to be running this item actually. Don't know if you can see that on my script, but it's a piece from Digital Planet's Tracy Logan. In fact, you probably know Tracy very well. She used to present the forerunner to Digital Planet. It was called Go Digital. And yes, we're talking about the 20th anniversary of the World Wide Web, and we have a clip of Tim Berners-Lee talking about it as well. And I'm doing this little setup before the mighty Bill Thompson arrives, because we're going to spring a little surprise on him. And when we do the little kind of chat after Tracy's piece on the World Wide Web, we're going to give Bill this. And I'm letting you, dear listener, in on this. Bill doesn't know we're going to do this. We haven't rehearsed it or anything, but it's a special T-shirt from CERN, celebratory T-shirt for 20 years of the WWW. So we'll get all that set up, but I better crack on and think about the programme a bit, and I guess we'll switch the camera back on again when we're doing the show. Here we go.
I never thought this name could be turned into a song. Only another genius could do it.
And they got the music right on cue. In my outro, by the way, shall I just let this completely fade out before I start talking so you've got a clean cut for the podcast?
I've taken the music out at the end, actually. I came up with that.
Oh, okay, right.
In those days, when you programmed and you wrote a new procedure, you had to make it a name which nobody else would think of. So a typical thing to do was to make it unpronounceable. So starting with an obscure letter. There were quite a lot of projects which started with K's, probably lots started with Z's, but part of the decision needed an obscure letter. So W was one. And then I thought about calling it the mesh. Sounded a little bit too much like mess, even though suggestions was that that was a problem with it, it would turn into too much of a mess.
The good thing is that because it was very hard to pronounce, people had to repeat it so often, and you couldn't forget the World Wide Web once you first heard about it.
Right. So yeah, I checked on Google and nobody used it.
What are the thoughts? A world before Google. Anyway, that report from Tracy Logan in CERN in Geneva in Switzerland. Bill Thompson is still here. But before we move on, Bill, I've got a little present for you actually, seeing as there's a birthday going. Well, it's appropriate to give presents. This is for you. I'm handing Bill, dear listener, a T-shirt, and we're filming this as well, by the way, for our listeners group, so they can all see this. How about that, Bill? It is a special Happy Birthday CERN 20th anniversary T-shirt. With a rather funky flow diagram on it as well, or a timeline.
It's the flow diagram from Tim Berners-Lee original memo that he published in March 20 years ago, outlining what the web was going to look like. This is fabulous. I shall add it to my collection of geeky T-shirts and also my collection of memorabilia, because I brought in one of my most precious things, which is the proceedings of the first International World Wide Web Conference, which took place at CERN in May 1994, which I was lucky enough to go to, the Woodstock of the web, the point where it all started to happen. It had taken 5 years for Tim's invention to turn into something that's being used by hundreds of thousands of people around the world. There were literally hundreds of websites, and we all came together in Geneva to talk about how it was going and where it was going to go next.